Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin. All right, so in last night's video, we were watching this downtrend right here. We had resistance, 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 giving us this downtrend. I was saying if we can break above that, then maybe we can start getting more bullish again. But we actually broke the Fibonacci retracement level going to the downside. We did it right here. So I don't know. I was also thinking like, okay, so we came down, it wicked all the way down to right here. This is dot 324. Let's see, what is it? Dot 32463. That level right there. So what I'm wondering is, are we gonna come down, get support on that level, and then bounce out again? Because we did it right here. We had a pretty big bounce going to the upside, got rejected, then started coming down again. So I'm kind of curious, are we going to bounce on this, or are we going to continue to go down to my next target sitting at .2942 or .294? I think it's just 294 flat. That is the 50% level, Fibonacci retracement level, sorry. And that level comes from these Fibonacci retracement levels right here. Let's see, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Basically, we had this big huge run, and then we started to kind of have trouble and started to, I don't know, just have trouble and not perform, continue to head up. So I was wondering if we topped out. I put up the Fibonacci retracement levels. Boom, something like that. That gives me levels to watch as we go to the downside. Once we start breaking trends and I take profits, then I can start putting money back in, and that's what I pretty much did. Something like that. I kind of sold right here, bought back, bought back, bought back. This was the biggest position, this was a medium position, and this was the smallest position. We just filled my biggest position again. So at .338, if you've been keeping up with the channel, if not, you should hit subscribe. But yeah, we just filled that limit order. We came up to the Fibonacci retracement level like that I was just talking about, got resistance. Actually, we came up twice. We tried testing it twice. Actually, a double top. That's interesting. I didn't even see that, because you could actually do something like this, do something like this, just to show you what a double top looks like. So we come up, form a top, come down. It's actually like an M pattern too. Come down, find support, come up, find resistance, get rejected, head down, break this bottom right here, go to the downside. That's a reversal pattern, an M pattern, a double top. You could drag from the top to the bottom of this channel pattern, M pattern, double top pattern, whatever. In the middle of it, drag that to the breakout, and you're looking at a target of around .358. So you would drag from the top to the bottom, and that would be, and then you would drag it to where it breaks out right there, where it breaks that trend line, and then that would be your target. Just to kind of, I didn't even see that when it was happening really, but I just noticed that it was like the same level when we topped out right here. We came up, kind of hit a top, came down, found support, came up, got a top, or hit the top again, came down, broke this bottom support. That's a double top. Right here is when that confirmation, when we go to the downside, that's a double top. It's a reversal pattern. But basically, like I was just saying, or like I've been saying in the videos, is that we use them as support. It often is support and resistance. That's why I like using them. So we came down, found support right here at 50%, bought right here, came up, sold right here, came down, didn't get my limit order filled. I've been trying to fill a limit order at .294 for a while now. I've pretty much been waiting this whole little area over here. Once we broke this Fibonacci retracement level going to the upside, then I was like, okay, now we're gonna, if you go back and watch my videos, I was saying this is the next target, and then came up, got resistance, started heading down, took profits, put a limit order again to buy right here, and that's where we are right now. Right as well, we're still waiting, and like I was just saying, we've been waiting for this limit order for this whole area. So we're getting closer to it. Just have to have patience sometimes with some of these things, and that's why I like spreading out my, I don't know, doing risk management and spreading out my orders so I can buy cheaper as well, so I don't just put all my money in one spot. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? I mean, I took profits up here, so I mean, actually I already spent that money, but like to get back in, I would ideally like to buy lower, sell high, buy low, I guess you can say. So But yeah, no, I think, okay, so what do I think is going to happen? I think we're heading down to 294, or I think my limit order, I'm getting more confident on my limit order, should I say, because we broke that Fibonacci retracement level going to the downside. But I want to see us break this bottom right here, like I was saying at the beginning, where we had that wick down and got a little bit of support and got a bounce to the upside. And that is sitting at around .32468 approximately. Let's see if we could, oh, there's a little line right here, invisible line, should I say. And if it breaks that going to the downside, then I'll get more confident on this level right here. I mean, we might be forming some little, it could be something like this, where it's just like a little triangle pattern, something like that, and it gets support and then it bounces to the upside. And then in which case, let's say we find support in this area, we kind of go sideways, and then we break this trend line going sideways up, then you could, in a triangle pattern like that, like let's say it was like this, like that, we would probably target from the top to the bottom of the triangle, something like that, wherever it broke out. Or I would be targeting the previous resistances. But if we broke the Fibonacci retracement level again, then we'd be watching these levels. If we broke those, then I'd be watching this level again. And like I was just saying, I just filled this limit order. I just bought at this level, .33823. So if we head up from here, that would be great. If we go down from here, cool, I can accumulate more Dogecoin. But it does look like we have a little bit of momentum. And here's another thing, and I talked about this on yesterday's video, is the 9 moving average on the daily time frame. I might have talked about it on last night's video too, but this is what made me kind of more confident on yesterday, because yesterday, yesterday it didn't fill my limit order in the morning. It was during the day that it filled my limit order. Let's see, it came down, it was like yesterday, I think it was yesterday. It came down, it didn't hit my limit order, it was like hovering right above it, and then we started to go up. And then during the day, it actually did fill it, and then, or maybe it was the day before. But anyways, I was kind of, not sweating, but I was kind of like wondering if it was going to start going up, because, well, actually I was kind of sweating because I didn't get my limit order filled. It went right above it and then it kind of bounced up, and then it was starting to get support, and I was wondering if we were going to come back up here. And I was saying, if we can break this trend line going to the upside, then we're coming up here. If we break the yellow line going to the downside, we're coming down here. Looks like we're coming down here. But back to the daily 9 moving average, this is what made me a little more confident that it's going to do that, because, okay, so we're looking at the daily time frame right now. We have the 9 moving average, this blue line right here. When we break above the blue line, it gives us support and bounces us to the upside. When we break below the red or the green line, blue line, well, the green and the blue line, but this blue line right here, when we break below it, then it gives us resistance and it pushes us to the downside. Or it's just in a bad kind of situation. Basically, like, I was going to use like a MMA analogy, like being on bottom or being on top, you know what I mean? Better positioning. But yeah, so when you break through it, then you get usually breaks to the upside, or it's a better signal that the price is doing better. And when you break above it and you start getting support in it, that's usually when you get big runs. When you break below it and you start getting resistance on it, that's when you think it might go a little bit lower. And also, like, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to play out on these things. So if we're like right here and the new moving average is like above us, it's going to be harder for us to like just rip right back through it, as opposed to kind of doing something like this, where we kind of come down, the moving average follows us down with us. It might not even be that big of a spread. It might be something like, I should just delete these real quick. Let me delete these, clear out the chart. Okay, so like it could be even something like this, because if it goes down fast, then the moving average will kind of follow it a little faster, get a little bit closer to it. But what we want to do is kind of get close to, like, the price do something like that and the moving average do something like that, and then we could break through it going sideways. I thought of this, I think it was in this last night's video, or maybe this, yeah, it's like breaking through a roof as opposed to breaking through a wall going sideways. We want to do it sideways as opposed to trying to like go through the roof. That's, you know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. I kind of just thought about that. But anyways, so we're under the 9 moving average, and I think that's a bearish. I kind of had more confidence that my limit order was going to fail, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. Because what I was thinking yesterday is, I wonder if I should be putting in money right now, because um, like I said, I thought it was getting support, and I thought it was going to bounce out. I was like, I wonder if I should just put in I should just close this and put in my money here. And I was like, I looked at the daily time frame, and I was like, oh, red candles under the 9 moving average. Looks like we might just be getting started. I think I might be good. In fact, I think I might be even looking at this one again at .294. I might be even getting more confident on this one, and check it out. I mean, when you look at it on the daily, it looks pretty like there's some potential to go to the downside. So, just because these red candles are kind of hardcore, you know what I mean? That kind of boom. But I wouldn't be super surprised if we came down here. I mean, this looks like we might even be going. It could even go lower. I mean, this one came all the way down to what, .262. I don't know. Might even want to put in a what is it called? Like a long shot limit order right here. I mean, it might not even be that much of a long shot because we just did it right here. It might. But look, and so here's the things with some of these, like, that's the cool thing about sometimes with like limit orders. If you can like predict these like wicks, boom, like if it just wicks down real quick, then these people got their limit order filled. There wasn't a lot of time. Let me go back to like the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how long that thing was there. It was only there for a couple hours, like 2 hours. This was only there right here. This little dip to the downside, those are all limit orders probably, you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't people just online at that point. I guess a lot of the action is probably limit orders, but maybe but in general, what was I gonna say? Yeah, trying to like time these wicks down to the downside. Sometimes like exchanges will have crazy wicks, and like if you just happen to have like your a limit order there and you could get it filled. I remember Bitcoin did that. I think it was like I don't know how many years ago, but wick down like an insane amount, like boop, and then just like came back up immediately. And yeah, people got their limit orders filled at crazy, like, I think it was like 18 grand when it was like 50 or something like that. I can't remember, but I think it was on Binance or something, but I don't know. Anyways, looks like it's heading down. I'm getting a little more confident on that limit order. If we go to that daily time frame, I think we might be just getting started. And the other thing is, like, if we have the support giving us this trend line right here, I'm kind of wondering if okay, so this next one, this 50% level, kind of lines up with this trend line. If it kind of, if you give it some time, kind of going like that, it kind of lines up with it. And then, so maybe what I'm trying to get to is maybe we get a bounce here. But if we do break this going to the downside, I could see us kind of maybe even going to like this one, even like maybe 18 cents, .185. So I don't know. I'm going to be trading between these levels, even if we go down here. So I don't know. I just I'm trying to say not to completely follow me to follow my every trade. I don't know. Because I might be stuck. I don't know. I've been trying to like accumulate more Dogecoin though. Like I said, I took profits. I'm trying to accumulate more. So even if I'm just trying to like get a nice little position. So if it does pop again, when it does pop again, because we all know, goes through cycles. Next time it pumps, then I'll be ready. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. If it ever went to $1, I'll be ready or whatever. But it could go, it could like go down and then go sideways for a long time. It's done that before. It's done that a bunch of times actually. Like, let's see, because we went down, then went sideways, went up, went sideways, up, sideways. It's like, and these little moves, sideways this whole time though, pretty much. And then even like right here, we went down and then sideways for just a little bit, and then we started finally popping. But yeah, so you kind of have to be patient with this stuff. This one kind of paid off though. This last little run had a nice little bounce to the upside. Like I said, let's see if we could get back in. But today's, I'll probably be adding to this limit order today. It's payday today, so that's kind of what I'll be thinking. Add to this limit order at .294, and then like always, not well. I'm trying to get back more into it, but Bitcoin, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. That is like a 401k or something. I don't really care what the price is on Bitcoin, like really, but I mean I do, but I don't really care what the price is to buy it. Actually, I wouldn't mind. Okay, so if you want to do some technical analysis on Bitcoin real quick, let's see. Let me delete, and delete. Let's even delete this weird one. There's some support right here, it seems like. But basically, we had a big run, and I don't know if I was even, let's see, I was kind of looking at something like this too. I don't know. I'm actually not sure on that one. Let's see, because I was doing a retrace from the bottom of this run to the top of this run. I don't know. I think if we break this support right here, though, in general, like a quick little thing, we support. We have this trend line. If it breaks that going to the downside, then maybe we can see, then Bitcoin might be, getting a correction, which means that Dogecoin, all the rest of them would be too. But at the same time, it's been holding support there. Let's clear it out. I haven't looked at this in a few. Yeah, like I said, let's see if it holds support. Let's see if it bounces or if it breaks through this one on Bitcoin. But like I said, I'll be dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin. That's kind of my strategy, is dollar cost average on Bitcoin. Put it in Ledger long term. If you guys don't have a Ledger, check out my link in the bio. To store your hardware. Like, it's like a way to put crypto on there, so you're taking off the exchange. If anything happened to the exchange, you're probably going to lose your crypto and money or whatever. Maybe not. Maybe not. But what was the other thing is self-custody, and then but yeah, it's a way to kind of prevent you from trading it. It's just a nice way to like put it there and hold it, buy and hold kind of thing. But you do have to kind of have your keys and make sure and protect them, you know what I mean, which are a 12-word 12-word key phrase. So you have to write those down, or you have to do something at them, and you have to store them somewhere secure, and be careful with those. If you lose those, then you can potentially lose all your money. But so yeah, I mean, but then you have all your Bitcoin though. So like I said, if anything happened to Coinbase or something like that, then you would still have your crypto, and that's kind of the beauty of crypto. If you have a wallet, you could just send back, and you could send money right from Ledger. So yeah. That about does it though. Put a little bit of Bitcoin in today and put a little bit more into Dogecoin to trade on, and that's what I was getting to, is Dogecoin to trade, Bitcoin to hold, buy and hold for the long term. I'm just holding for like the next 20 years or whatever I can try to do. So yeah. All right, though, I think that about does it for this video. I think we're going down. I think we're going down to at least .294. Let's see what happens. Like I was saying on Bitcoin, let's see if it breaks that trend line going to the downside. That was that trend line. If it breaks that going to the down, then this could even go further than that. I think then we'd start looking at the next Fibonacci retracement levels. The next ones, just to kind of preview, would be .24917 and .18570 right here. Those would be like the next Fibonacci retracement levels going to the downside. Like I said, if we break this one going down, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we even hit kind of like this one at .185. But it hasn't happened yet. And we still have like a lot of support right here. That was the other thing too. I was like, I'm wondering if I won't get it filled again, because we do have all this support here. That was the only thing I was going to mention in the video too, is like, because we have a lot of support right here. Let's look. Support line. If it bounces right there and doesn't fill the limit order there, whatever. I got this bigger limit order filled, but still, it'd be nice to get this one filled too, especially if I'm going to add to it today. So yeah, let's see. .322 price right now. Let's see if we go to .294. I don't know when, but we'll see. And then we have to break this trend line, though. I feel like there is a trend line right there, and I think we do have to break that one going down. I don't want to break that bigger one, though, because if we zoom out, like I was saying, we start breaking this next one, going to the downside, then we might be looking at lower levels, even lower levels. But we did the same thing. If we did something like that, we did that back here, and it actually kind of paid off. So I don't know. Maybe one day we'll go to $1. Who knows? All right, let me know what you guys are thinking, though. If you guys liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to check out last night's video, I'm trying to do 2 a day night right now. Here's last night's video. Check it out. And then if you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here, and it'll help get you started with trading or looking at charts anyways. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.